moves, splits the defenseman, in all alone, he shoots, he scores!
The Timberwolves would like you to join them in a moment of silence for the passing of one of the community's longtime sportsmen and community volunteers. A moment of silence for Barbara McCarthy, who passed away suddenly in Florida this week. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem this evening with Carly Shearer.
Good evening and welcome to the Miramichi Civic Center. for Game 2 of the NHL playoffs in the Meek Division as the Miramichi Timberwolves host the DF Commandos. Good evening, I'm Jerry Green. I'll have the play-by-play of this one for you. These two teams meeting for the second time in the series that will go a best of 7. Of course, in Game 1, the DF Commandos winning 3-1, outshooting the Timberwolves badly on the big ice surface in DF. And the Timberwolves are looking to rebound in the smaller surface in the friendly confines of the Miramichi Civic Center, where they went 16-6 during the regular season. And in both home games versus Woodstock, Timberwolves held their advantage on home ice, winning both games here and winning a pair in Woodstock, including the clincher. Timberwolves in white, working from left to right on your screen as they go back into their own zone. Referees Jeff Hopkins along with Jeff Siliker. On the lines, Judson Way and Jean-Marc Savoie. Timberwolves difficulty getting out of their zone. Now up the wing for Pasher, too far for him. Chipped out of DF territory. Delay offside and controlling his groom. He goes rink wide for Clark, who just chips it up through center. Timberwolves up and out of play. The puck ends up. These two teams, of course, met 6 times during the regular season, of which DF won 4. And 1 was here at the Miramichi Civic Center. It's a 6-1 win. Last time the Commandos were here at the Civic Center, it was a 4-0 victory for the Timberwolves. And not only that, Billy Clark was in the nets, and that's who's in the nets for the Timberwolves tonight as the puck's up and out of play. Clark played in Game 1, didn't play in the Woodstock series as Brandon Whitney was here. Whitney then got the call from the East Coast Hockey League, and away he went, and that forces Clark into duty. Faced 47 shots in game number 1, allowed 3 goals. He certainly was a star in that one. Timberwolves just had difficulties putting the puck on net, which is occupied by Mark Theriault here tonight, the 20-year-old. Sparkling numbers in the playoffs, 1 goal against. He's allowed 5 goals in 5 games as, of course, Dieppe swept Campbellton in the opening round. Matter of fact, shut out the Tigers twice in the 4-game sweep. Commandos off the boards and up through center. Hashi couldn't get his stick on it. Cousin ahead, and Aird's going to dump it in. Malone can't handle that cleanly. Now Hashi will push it ahead, and Cousin takes a good hard run at him. Over, goes into the corner. Up the middle, too far. Pass picked off by Meredith. Meredith skates hard down the corner. He had one of the DF goals in game number 1. To the point it comes. Eagles wrist shot. High and wide. Air goes to chase it down on the far side, and he'll chip it down the ice. And that'll be charged for icing, will the Timberwolves, and face off all the way back in Miramichi territory. So it was Ryan Langan on the power play and Meredith on the power play in that third period in game number 1. As the teams were tied at 1 entering the third frame. Penalty problems for the Timberwolves. Seem to be killing penalties the whole third period. Something they'll try to correct here. Discipline a key for them, as during the regular season, Dieppe had a deadly power play. It didn't have that great a success against Campbellton, of which they only scored 9 goals in the 4 games versus Campbellton in a very low-scoring series. A battle of defenses. Off the boards and out by Braden Wood, the kid from Ormocto, the 20-year-old, I shouldn't say, the young man. Dumped in deep. Along the boards, Jordan Kennedy from Newfoundland ahead for Billy Gaston, who leads the Timberwolves in scoring here in the playoffs. 8 points at their own line. Braden Wood just it off and ahead. Kennedy can't handle that hot pass. It came off the stick of Tucker White. The puck goes back in behind Miramichi territory. Gaston with a burst of speed out of his own zone. He'll come through center. The Miramichi boy carries it in and gets it in down low. Still waiting for really the first shot of the hockey game. Gaston still controls along the far side. Kennedy looking to set it out in front, and that was blocked by Theriault, who played 3 minutes here of the first period and still no score. Still no shots on goal. Of course, Tyler Brown not in the lineup for the Timberwolves. He'll miss the remaining part of this year. Due to a suspension, centered out in front and couldn't follow the handle as Kennedy was partially blocked as it came to the slot. Still working hard along the boards and back to the line for Braden Wood. His slap shot, he stays! Terrio misjudges it! Over the trapper on the short side! Timberwolves are on the board first. Goes to show you put the puck on the net, good things can happen, and there was no screen in front of Terrio. And the wrister sails over his glove on the short side, and remember, she gets on the board first.
Timberwolves first goals, number 22, Braden Wood.
Here comes Lanning with a chance and a save.
Unassisted at 3:23.
I say it was Wood unassisted as there was traffic in front, but I was certain Mitch Graham had dished it back to Wood, so I think there should be a correction on that. They say unassisted. I'm going to give Graham an assist because he cycled it back to the point for Braden Wood, who found Twine from 60 feet out. For Wood, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists, making 3 goals now in the playoffs, and leading from defense. He's second in scoring now for the Timberwolves with 7 points in the playoffs. Gingras, who scored the only goal for the Timberwolves in game number 1, lifts it out to center. Really, I think it was maybe the first shot on Terrio here in the first period. The goal coming at 3:33 of the first. And it's a 1-0 lead. That's flipped up and out of play by Harrison Harper. Let me check back now and see. Yeah, the Timberwolves did open the scoring in game number 1 as well. Michael Constantine scored. It was Gingras that assisted on the goal. So the defense is getting in on the scoring for the Timberwolves here in the series. They want the guys up front to put the puck in the net. It's only the second goal by the Timberwolves in the series, and both have been scored by defensemen. Yep wins the draw and controls. Hashi gets it back to the line, doesn't get there to Bernier, and now Cousin quickly up on the stick of Aird, and his shot is right on. And Terrio steers it to the corner. Neil Aird with a good hard shot as he came into the slot. Digging in the corner for it. Commandos are able to swing it around here to the boards. Hashi now. Try to step by his man and get to the head for Lyndon Beckwith. Beckwith will dump it in and go to chase. Constantine along with Benji Curtis go to the far boards for it. Coming in to help is Hashi and taking a run at him. Brett Malone took a run on. Quick shot on it. Billy Clark kicks out the left pad and steers it to the boards. Doucette pinches down and kept in at the line by Curtis. He'll throw it back in deep again for Beckwith. Beckwith battling behind the net against Braden Wood. Malone in there as well. 2 number 12s colliding. A slash there, no penalty call. And Malone's able to lift it out of the zone and down the ice. No icing call as both teams look at a chance to change. Played 5 minutes here in the first period. Timberwolves have scored at 3:33. Braden Wood with his third of the playoffs. To the line, not out. Poirier pinches down. Poirier trying to shovel it into the slot. It's steered to the boards by White. Now comes right out in front, and good play by Lee Dower to get it ahead. Dower will join the rush as he and Graham come ahead, and Dower a little too quick coming in over the line, but maybe a couple of maybe too many moves for Graham as well, but I was certainly sure Mitch Graham assisted on that goal by Braden Wood. And again, Wood was just getting it on net, and it sails over the glove of Terrio. I don't think there was a stick or a body between Wood and Terrio for the game's opening goal. Ryan Court, the Winnipeg boy, wins another face-off. He's been good here in the playoffs. Has a couple of goals in the playoffs. Commandos trying to find room through the neutral zone. Langen, hey, Court trying to chase it down, and good play to get back defensively to cut him off. Getting back hard was Brennan Bailey. Out through center, Eagle. Move it ahead to Langen. Langen comes in with a slap shot, missed on the short side. Bailey will keep it in on the far side, but easily picked off by White. And Tucker White puts it on the stick, and Patrick comes in over the line. Patrick's got a man going to that. Couldn't get it there, getting back defensively. Good play there by Robbie Graham. the league's leading scorer with 91 points, back defensively. Graham's in the high slot. Can't find the handle. Graham now will throw it to the slot. Knocked down by the black jerseys, and Langan trying to get it ahead. Langan now carried in over the line. He's got Graham with him. This is the dynamic duo, 20-year-olds, both of them. Graham, experience in the Q, played in Baie-Comeau last year. Suiting up with the Commandos this year. 91 points during the regular season. Not as many in the playoffs. Good play by the Gaston, the chip up by Bernier. He's got a room down the side. He got a short shot away. Now trying to center it out of foot. Loose puck there, and Graham shoveled it on. Ontario makes a save. Good speed by Billy Gaston down the wing. Ontario had to be careful. And then Gaston circles the net and gets it out in front. And Graham there to try to convert. Ontario stops that. 13:22 left to go here in the opening period. In front of a good crowd at the Miramichi Civic Center. Expecting 1,200 for sure on a Saturday night, which is traditional hockey night here in Miramichi. I think in Dieppe they like Sunday afternoons as Meredith will come ahead with Newcomb. Newcomb will dump it in. Harrison Harper in there looking for it. Pops up way in the air. Wood. You'll see a lot of Wood and Harper in this game. Veteran defenseman on the blue line. For Rob Campbell, the head coach of the Timberwolves. Kennedy trying to feed Gaston in behind the defense. That was broken up, and back into their own zone go the Timberwolves. They lead 1-0 on the goal by Braden Wood. At 3:33 here of the first. Wood being harassed on the forecheck. Cycles it back for Harper. Got to move it quickly. Wood will off the glass and takes a crazy bounce, now comes to the slot. Opportunity for Newcomb. Fanned on. Harper trying to dig it out of his skates, and now finally Riley Scott will lift it out the center. Scott will follow ahead. He's got Gingras with him. Scott with a wrist shot right on. Ontario makes the save and holds on. I think most of the action has been down on the Dieppe zone with dangerous opportunities, but certainly the last surge there by Dieppe on a crazy bounce off the glass gave the Commandos anxious moments in front of the Timberwolf net. Robitaille out to take the draw against Hashi. Hashi wins it cleanly. Puck is up and out of play, and we get another stoppage. We'll do it all over again. Game 3 in this series will be back in Dieppe on Tuesday night. Game 4, Thursday night here at the Civic Center. The other series in the East Link Division, they've played one game. They did so last night, and Truro went into Valley and got the victory 6-4 in Game 1 there. The Truro Bearcats, you can't count them out come playoff time. They finished 4th in their division, knocked off the top seed from Pictou, and win Game 1 of the division final. They'll play Game 2 in Truro tomorrow. Hashi gets center. He collides with Dower as he comes in over the line. Constantine around the boards for Smith. Adam Smith can't get it out. Shot to the front of the net, off a leg and wide. Now the burst of speed. Dower gets it ahead for Scott. They've been out there a long time. Riley Scott now going to peel off for a change. Adam Smith in high, and the sticks were high a little bit as they went in. The referees are going to let them play here tonight. No penalties yet. And we've almost played 9 minutes. Ryan Court over here for Pasha. Craig Pasha looking to the front. Court going to the front of the net. He's tied up there as he tried to go to the front of the net by Chason. Or by Clark, rather. In behind it. And into the corner for Pasha. Pasha digs it out for Ryan Court. Court looking to the slot. Smith is there. He gets it all the way back to the point. Tucker with a shot right on. Tucker White with a shot, and it's right on. The big rebound cleared to the boards. White again. He'll throw it in deep. First man to it. Pasha, he spun and fired. Ontario had to be careful there, guarding the short side. Now Newcomb will get center. No further. Aird cut him off, and as did Wood, but good play by LeBlanc to get it deep. White tried to move it ahead. The Timberwolves cough it up deep in their own zone. Controlling down low and holding on is Matthew Newcomb. Newcomb into the corner for LeBlanc. LeBlanc being watched there by Malone. Malone, the captain of the Timberwolves, local boy, along with Billy Gaston. Pasher, he can't get a handle on it. To the line it comes. Eagle keeps it in and throws it back in deep behind the Miramichi net. Finally, that line peels off, and then White went through the middle of the ice with that, and Timberwolves are fortunate to clear it all the way down the ice. Aird goes in hard on the forecheck. Strips Bailey of it. Aird feeds, and the shot coming off the stick and off the shin pads, and the puck gets up, and there's going to be a penalty here, or was it knocked down with a high stick? As coming hard to the net was Matt Cousson. And I think they're going to say it's a high stick. Will stop the play. Knocking the puck down with a high stick. So face-off will be in Dieppe territory. We've just passed the midway point here of the first period. And Miramichi has opened the scoring on Braden Wood's 60-foot wrist shot from just inside the blue line at the right point at 3:33. I'm going to give Mitch Graham an assist on the play because he certainly, I thought, fed Wood at the point. But not many goals has Dieppe given up in these playoffs. It wasn't until game number 4 versus Campbellton that the Tigers were able to get more than one. They were shut out in 2, scored 1 in 1, and scored 3 in the last game. Lost in overtime 4-3 in game 4 in Campbellton. That was the worst outing for Terrio, allowing the 3 goals in that one, but still got the victories, 5-0. Miramichi, of course, took Woodstock in 5 games, which was a surprise. Turmoil in Woodstock after the firing of their coach, Justin Bauer. Seemed like they never found any momentum after that, and certainly had their confidence hampered by the fact that Dieppe scored 2 victories against them in the last week to get and finish first overall. Even though they were tied, Dieppe had the tiebreaker. Off the glass and out by the Timberwolves. Eagle now, move it ahead, push the head for Graham. Graham comes in with a snapshot and snagging that out of the air with the right hand. Billy Clark. Talk around town. Okay, we lost Brandon Whitney. Oh no. But Billy Clark down the stretch, acrobatic, never gives up, works hard in the cage, and again faced 47 shots in the first game of this series, and allowed 3 goals, of which 2 were on the power play, and which really had little chance on either one of them. Braden Wood wins the battle in behind his own net for Mackay. Mackay around the boards, doesn't get it out. Shot from the point is right on. Billy Clark is down again with Newcomb on the doorstep, and he makes another save. I'd say probably the shots are even at about 5 or 6 each here in the first period. Just under 9 minutes left to play in the opening frame. Face-off will be deep inside Miramichi territory. Commandos head coach LeBlanc sends Graham and Langdon over the boards, along with Groom. Take the face-off in the offensive zone. Good win by Malone. Wood around the boards for Mackay. Mackay for Aird. He'll use the boards to get it out of the zone. Bouncing puck in over the line, and in there was Cousson as well, looking for a loose puck. Langdon with great speed carries it down the boards. Mackay watching him. He tried to center it out in front. Aird's there, and along with Braden Wood to knock that down. It's around the boards to this side. Mackay can't find the handle on it. Graham trying to go to the front of that with a backhand. He drifted it wide. Aird now will punch it out to center. Commandos cough it up inside their own line. Malone trying to get a handle on it. Can't. Now his wrist shot's high and wide. Pinching down. Lee Dower. Dower looking for an open lane. Got a shot away. He does. And Terrio makes a save and holds on. So a lot more scoring opportunities for the Miramichi Timberwolves here in the first period of Game 2 than I think they had in the entire game. In Dieppe in Game 1, they only had 14 shots. In Dieppe in Game 1, of which only 4 in the third period. Commandos win the draw in their own zone. Lifted out to center as a visiting team, and the playoffs, you try to survive the first 10 minutes. Dieppe has done that. They've survived without a whole lot of damage, but certainly I think goaltender Mark Terrio would like to have that goal back. That gives Miramichi a 1-0 lead. To the line it comes. Shot! Through traffic, just went wide. Riley Scott goes into the corner. Big Bathurst boy knocks his man down. There's a penalty coming up here, and it's going to be to the Timberwolves. Delayed penalty call. Again, the Timberwolves trying to stay disciplined. I just thought that was a good, hard hockey check for both players along the boards. Gets back to the line. Bernier can't keep it in. Scott's going to touch it. And there's going to be a penalty call that's going to give Dieppe the power play. They're going to call it elbowing. And the local fans don't like that, so the first power play opportunity goes the way of Dieppe. As I say, they were deadly on the power play during the regular season. Not so much in the playoffs, and again, they've only scored 12 goals in the playoffs in 5 games. During the regular season, Dieppe clicked at a 28% success rate on the power play. Miramichi, when it came to killing penalties during the regular season, pretty good at 83.1. The Commandos, a couple of power play goals in Game 1. Now their first chance here in Game 2 to get on the board to even it up. To the line. Poirier. Back to the line. Poirier. Over here for Bernier. To the slot. Graham unmarked. Just failed to redirect that on net. Timberwolves got to keep an eye on number 7. He was only the league's leading scorer, and he was all alone for a possible redirect of the Bernier centering pass. Aird can't get it out. Poirier, right point, throws it at the net, fired it wide. Aird's got time and space, got Malone going up the middle of the ice. Couldn't get it there in time. He couldn't find the handle on it. Aird's going to carry it in deep, threw it right on. Ontario made the save on the short side. Still a minute and 15 left to go in the power play for Dieppe, and they'll come ahead. Graham trying to cut in the middle. That's swept off his stick. He goes to it far side. In behind for Langen. Graham gets it back to the point for Poirier. Poirier's wrist shot hit a body in front. Beckwith gathers far side. Back to the line for Poirier. Poirier over here for Bernier. Back for Poirier. Poirier for Beckwith on the far side. Graham's in the slot. Langen's down low.